Assalamu alaikum guys. The second episode of The Wizard of Oz. Level 3. Retold by Mary McKinnon. Dorothy looked at her old shoes. I can't walk far in these, she said. She tried the silver slippers and they fitted perfectly. They were surprisingly comfortable too. Then she ate some breakfast and went with Toto to find the yellow brick road. They soon saw it leading away over the hills and they started walking. After a few hours, they stopped to rest beside a field. Dorothy saw a scarecrow wearing old blue clothes and a blue hat, just like the little people she had met earlier. Good morning, said the scarecrow. Dorothy was very surprised, but she answered politely, Good morning, how are you? Said the scarecrow. I'm rather bored. I'd really like to get down from this wooden pole and leave this field. Perhaps you can help me. Dorothy lifted him up and put him on the ground. Oh, thank you. That's better. He shook his arms and legs. Now, where are we going? I'm going to the Emerald City, said Dorothy. Do you know? I don't know anything, said the Scarecrow sadly. I have no brains. Perhaps the Great Wizard can give you brains, said Dorothy. When we find him, we can ask. Do you think so? The Scarecrow looked pleased. They walked further along the road and into a forest. The road was rougher here, and it was dark under the trees. And at last, they saw a wooden house. I think we should stay here tonight, said Dorothy. Inside the house, she found some dry leaves in one corner and she lay down. The next morning, Dorothy heard a strange sound. There's someone outside, she said. I think he's hurt. Near the house, she saw a man made of tin standing quite still. Did you make that noise? She asked. Help me, said the tin man. I've been outside in the rain and now I can't move. What can I do? Asked Dorothy. Find some oil, said the tin man. Dorothy found an oil can by the house and poured oil over his neck and his arms and his legs. The tin man started moving. Oh, thank you, he said. Where are you going? May I travel with you? Certainly, said Dorothy. We are going to the Emerald City to see the Great Wizard. He is going to give me some brains, said the Scarecrow. Really? Said the Tin Man. Do you think he could give me a heart? I used to have one, and I miss it. Let's ask him, said Dorothy. They walked through the forest. Sometimes Dorothy heard animal noises among the trees. She was glad that the Scarecrow and the Tin Man were with her. Toto walked close beside her now. Suddenly they heard a roar, and an enormous lion jumped onto the road. He knocked the Scarecrow to the roadside. The lion tried to attack the Tin Man too, but his metal body was too hard. Toto ran forward, barking, and the lion opened his mouth wide. Dorothy ran forward and hit him on the nose. "Don't you dare!" she shouted. "He's only a little dog. You're a big coward." The lion looked sad. "It's true," he said. "Everyone thinks I'm brave, but I never hurt anybody. Whenever I roar, they all run away. I would like to be brave. Perhaps you could ask the great wizard to help," said the Tin Man. "I'm sure he could," said the Scarecrow. "Come with us." At last, the road left the forest. Now they could see fields of flowers all around them, bright red poppies. "They're beautiful," said Dorothy, "and they smell wonderful." She sat down and closed her eyes. Toto lay down beside her, and the lion yawned. "Something's wrong," said the Scarecrow. "The poppies are making them sleep." "But you're all right," said the Tin Man. "And so am I, because we can't smell anything. Let's carry Dorothy and Toto to somewhere safe. Lion, you must run as fast as you can before you fall asleep, too." They carried Dorothy and Toto far away from the poppy fields. Soon the lion felt more awake and much better. "Wake up, Dorothy," said the Scarecrow. "Look!" Dorothy opened her eyes. "That must be the Emerald City," she said. The city had a high wall around it. Its gates were covered in shining emeralds. As they arrived, the gates opened and they walked into a high room. There was a little man wearing green clothes. He had a box full of green glasses. "Welcome to our city," he said. "You must wear these glasses, or the emerald light will hurt your eyes." Even Toto had to wear some. "What would you like to do now?" the man asked. "We've come to see the great wizard," said Dorothy. The little man was so surprised that he almost fell over. "That's impossible," he said. "The great wizard never sees strangers. I've never seen him myself. I've only heard his voice." "Please ask him," said Dorothy. "It's important." The friends followed the little man through the city. They saw a green everywhere. Grand green houses, green trees, and green flowers. Green people walked in the streets under a green sky. Dorothy thought they looked happy. They reached an enormous palace, and the little man went inside. Finally, he came back. "You're very lucky. The great wizard will see you," he said. "You must go in one at a